Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Okay, so if you've ever heard somebody trying to convince you that 2 plus 2 is 5, well, this clip that I'm about to play for you guys is pretty much how that conversation would sound. Ryan Garcia's father, he did a recent interview where he was trying to explain why it makes sense to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at 143 or 144, but it makes absolutely no sense to fight Devin Haney in a rematch at all, even if it is at 143, 144, or even at 147. Ryan has made it very clear that he has no interest in a Devin Haney rematch at all. And listen, if Ryan Garcia doesn't want to give Devin Haney a rematch, that's his prerogative. It doesn't really matter to me if he's giving him a rematch right now. But the question is, if Ryan Garcia is not interested in fighting Devin Haney again, who is he going to fight? Is he going to take over the responsibility of trying to fight the best? Is he going to do what Devin Haney was attempting to do? Because Devin Haney was planning on going after Sabril Matias after this. Devin wanted them all. So the question is, what is Ryan planning on doing? Who is he planning on fighting in his next 2 or 3 fights? You know, after Ryan Garcia beat Devin Haney, in the ring, he said he would give Devin a rematch. Of course, when he got to the post-fight press conference, he said absolutely no rematch. Then he started saying he was interested in fights with Rolly, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, or even Sebastian Fundora at 154, or I guess at a catchweight perhaps. Now, you know what? Before I go any further with that point, let me go ahead and play this clip. This is exactly what Ryan Garcia's father said to Miller City Boxing.
He's history, bro. Let's move on. We're not gonna give him a rematch for what? You only give somebody a rematch when the fight is close. I mean, close to the point where, like, damn, it could have gone either way. Let's run it back. Okay, but when you got an ass kicking, like what Ryan did to Haney, rematch, he'll kill him next time.
So why ask for a Tank rematch then?
At a catchweight. At a catchweight, 43,
well,
44.
Why wouldn't you do the same thing for Haney this time?
Because did 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 Tank Davis kick Ryan's ass at 100% condition, or were there stipulations? There was definitely stipulations. But if you want to do it the real way, let's do it the real way. No stipulations. Let's go 143. We fought Haney the real way. That's the difference. The real way. And that's why we ain't gonna give him no rematch. He don't deserve it. He got his ass kicked.
Well,
I'd rather fight Cruz or Teofimo now.
But I'm saying though, and I'm not a defense to anybody, but at the end of the day, keeping it funky, it's just like you guys had the advantage on this fight. Tank had his advantage with your. If you know.
Wait. What do you mean we had the advantage on this fight? What do you mean by that?
You didn't weigh in at 140 pounds. He did.
Okay, so you're saying so you're an advocate of the 3 pounds?
Now, I thought that was really funny. I'm going to let this play, but I thought that was pretty funny how Ryan Garcia's father, he tried to make it sound as if anyone that would address the fact that Ryan Garcia didn't make weight is a part of some different kind of party. Like there's some type of conspiracy theorist, but it's not up for debate. It's a fact that Ryan Garcia didn't make weight and he didn't even attempt to lose the 3.2 pounds. And not only that, but everyone is talking about the fact that Ryan Garcia didn't make weight. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about from Mexican boxers like David Benavidez, Mario Barrios, Tim Bradley, to trainers and analysts like Teddy Atlas. I mean, you can't keep reminding people about the Gervonta Davis rehydration clause, but you don't want anyone to even talk about the fact that Ryan Garcia didn't make weight.
You're saying so you're an advocate of the 3 pounds?
No, I just believe that when people are aware of what's going on throughout the fight, it's just it gives it room to say, hey, I could do a rematch and do it. I believe that when people are aware of what's going on throughout the fight, it's just it gives it room to say, hey, I could do a rematch and do it on these terms.
Didn't you hear Ryan say that he can't make 140, bro?
So that's what I'm saying. 143, 144. Was it worth it? The money worth it for this fight?
Bro, did you see the whipping that Devin Haney took?
So like I was telling you guys before this clip, what Ryan Garcia's father was saying, it did not add up because he completely contradicted himself. And let me make this very clear as well. You cannot compare the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia fight to the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight when it comes to going into the fight with an advantage. Because in the Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, they agreed to all of the terms before they even started to train for the fight. At the time Ryan fought Gervonta, Ryan was already fighting at 135. So he agreed to fight Gervonta at 136. And he agreed to the rehydration clause. But the massive difference is in that fight, both fighters made weight. And there is no advantage for either fighter because both fighters had to do the exact same things to make that fight come to fruition. Both fighters had to make weight, and both fighters could not come in over the rehydration clause limit. In the Haney versus Garcia fight, Ryan Garcia, he agreed to fight Devin Haney at 140, when he knew from the very beginning he was not going to make 140 because Ryan couldn't even make 140 in his previous fight. So Ryan could have easily told Devin Haney when they were negotiating the fight, let's make the fight at 143 or 144 because I'm not sure I can make 140. But of course, Ryan wasn't going to do that because if he did that, then him coming in overweight and not making weight would not be an advantage. You can only benefit if your opponent is thinking that you're going to make weight while he's doing all of the work running a marathon, a day before the weigh-in trying to make weight. So you cannot compare this fight to Haney versus Regis Prograis or Davis versus Ryan Garcia because both fighters had to do all of the work, which is making the weight in those fights. Now, speaking of weight, the problem with Ryan Garcia is he's most likely going to try to create his own Canelo Alvarez weight classes, like Canelo used to do when he was at 154. He couldn't make 154 anymore, so he would fight everyone at a catch weight. And this is what it seems like Ryan is attempting to do, because his father, once again, is talking about still fighting against junior welterweights, Teofimo Lopez, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, if they're not willing to move up in weight or fight him at a higher catch weight, then where does Ryan Garcia go? The only weight class it seems like Ryan Garcia is comfortably going to be able to make is 147, fighting at welterweight. But if he moves up there, just like Mario Barrios said, there's a very good chance he will no longer have a weight advantage going into those fights. I'll close out with saying this. Ryan Garcia's father, he actually said before the Gervonta Tank Davis fight in an interview that Ryan Garcia, he's not at a disadvantage fighting against Gervonta at all with the rehydration clause. He says because 10 pounds is what Ryan Garcia rehydrates to already. And one last point. Some of my Mexican viewers were in my comment section. They were saying, you didn't say anything about when Shakur didn't make weight against Kasakiao or when Charlo didn't make weight against Jose Benavidez. Now, correction, whenever a fighter doesn't make weight, I make a video on it because that's shocking news. It's no different than when David Benavidez, when he missed weight when he fought Angulo and lost his title on the scale by nearly 3 pounds. But nobody in the boxing industry was talking about how, oh, David, he had an advantage, or Charlo had an advantage, or Shakur, because these are showcase fights. And this is the reason why I didn't say too much about it. So if Ryan Garcia didn't make weight against Emmanuel Tago, then not too many people are going to talk about that. But if you miss weight fighting against Devin Haney by 3 pounds, of course it's going to be big news. If Benavidez were to miss weight fighting against Canelo Alvarez by 3 pounds, of course it's going to be the topic of discussion. I mean, just think about the double standards. Devin Haney, he's never missed weight before, and you have fans that still talk about him as if he has missed weight in the past, like when he fought against Prograis and even Lomachenko. So you can imagine what they would say if Devin Haney ever missed weight in a real big fight by 3 pounds. And speaking of David Benavidez, let me say this as well. Once again, when it comes to Devin Haney, they'll say, oh, well, he did the same thing to Regis Prograis. He's a weight bully, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You notice you guys have never heard me call David Benavidez a weight bully. He's very big at 168, but I've never talked about how he's just a weight bully because David Benavidez, he does his job to make the weight. Despite the fact he may have missed weight before, but he fixed those problems, and now he's making weight in that same weight class. Something that I don't think Ryan Garcia can do. But if he does manage to do it in the future, he should have did that against Devin Haney. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.